Hi everyone, it's Laura here from makingcardsisdone.com. Welcome to another card making video tutorial. Today's video is part of Heffy Doodle's October 2018 release blog hop filled with lots of inspiration and a fun giveaway. So make sure to check out my blog post for more information about the blog hop and about the giveaway. In this video, I'll be showing you how to create a green gradient background featuring the Crosswalk stencil from Heffy Doodle, along with the Prehistorical Pals stamp set. So let's get started. I'm starting out with a piece of a white Nina cardstock. This is the 80-pound cardstock. I cut this down to 4 1/4 of an inch by 5 1/2. And then I'm using some washi tape to temporarily tape down my paper on my craft mat. I'm also using some washi tape to hold down my stencil while I work with it. So this is the Crosswalk stencil from Heffy Doodle, and I really like this stencil because you can use it in both ways. You can use them either horizontally or you can use them vertically. I'm using some Mowed Lawn Distress Oxide ink, and I am blending from the top to the bottom. I like to apply the ink heavier on the bottom and then work my way up to the top. This time I'm also using a lighter color to create a nice gradient background. Here I'm using the Twisted Citron Distress Oxide ink. This is one of my favorite Distress Oxide inks out there. And recently Tim Holtz released the last collection of all the Distress Oxide colors, and I'm having a hard time deciding which colors I should get because I just love these inks and I actually prefer them over the regular Distress inks because these blend so smoothly and effortlessly, and they just have a really nice coating, and yeah, just really like working with these inks, I guess. Okay, so I just blended my background and now I sprayed some water in the palm of my hand, and then I'm flicking this on my paper to create a nice little effect. So as you can see, my stencil is still on there, and then here I'm using a clean tissue to pick up those little puddles of water, because I'm not using watercolor paper and I don't want to mess up my cardstock. Alright, so now that my background is finished, it's time to stamp and color some of the images from the Prehistorical Pals stamp set from Heffy Doodle. I'm using some Mento Tuxedo black ink, and I'm also using some Nina Solar White cardstock to color on. This is the 110-pound cardstock. For this little guy's skin, I'm using E53, E51, and E50. So as always, I'm starting out with my darkest color, then I move on to the mid-tone color, and finally I blend everything together with the lightest shade, which is E50 in this case. For his hair and beard, I'm using YR27, YR24, and YR21, and I just really love to use this specific color combo for hair and well, in this case for beards. This is actually the first time I'm coloring a beard. I just really like this stamp set. It's very unique and I actually haven't seen anything like this before. It's just so adorable, and it would also work great for masculine cards. For his little stone house, I'm using N4, N3, and N2. So this was actually the first time that I did an intro with my face. I thought I'd just try something new, and I think it's also a great way so you guys can see the person behind these card making videos. So I hope that you like this. If you do, then I'll continue doing these intros like this whenever I have the chance, of course. So yeah, I'm just excited to hear your thoughts about it. So here I'm just coloring that little house over there. For those windows, I actually used N1 and N0. Then for his little outfit or for his clothes, I'm using YG67, YG17, and YG03. After coloring these images, it's time to die cut them. I'm using the coordinating dies and I am temporarily taping down these dies with Heffy Doodle's Memo tape. This is a low tack tape and it works great to hold down your dies while running them through your die cutting machine. Next, I am going to die cut a rectangle using the brand new metric stitched rectangles die cut set from Heffy Doodle. These dies are European sized. I actually always make American sized cards, but even though dies are European sized, they can also be used for American sized cards when you're using the smaller ones. Of course, when you're using the larger ones, it's probably not going to really line up, so then I would recommend the American sized dies. Okay, so I stained my sentiment with VersaMark ink, then I sprinkled on some opaque bright white embossing powder from Wow, and then I'm heat setting it with my heat tool. And speaking of American sized and European sized, even though I am in Europe, I actually always make American sized cards. I'm not sure why. I mean, I've never switched to European sized cards. When I first started making cards, I immediately used the American sizes, and I don't really see myself switching over to European sized dies. It's also the same with my accent actually, because I always speak American English, and here at school in Belgium we have to speak British English. So when I was in high school, we had to talk British English during English class, and it just felt quite unnatural to me. And I think the reason why is because ever since I was little, my parents watched American TV shows, American movies, we listened to American music on the radio, and that's why I kind of picked up the American accent, I think. And that's of course mixed with the Belgian accent. Okay, so back to the card. I am finishing off this card. I just added some sparkle with a Spectrum Noir clear overlay glitter pen, and I also added some coats of Tonic Nuvo crystal glaze. And then finally, I'm applying some Tonic Nuvo drops. For the bright green, I used the apple green Nuvo drops, and here I'm using the key lime Nuvo drops, and these are translucent and these look really cool. Okay, so that finishes up my video. Thank you so much for stopping by. Make sure to subscribe to my channel and to give this video a big thumbs up. I'll see you soon. Bye bye.